Hello, my friends. I'm Clover, and this is Genuinely Approachable Sudoku. And today we're solving Conference Room by Philip Newman. This was originally posted in GAS on March 7th, 2025. And this is a German whisper Sudoku. What does that mean? So we have standard Sudoku rules, so we're placing the digits 1 through 9 once each in each row, each column, and each outlined 3x3 region. And in addition to that, we have some green lines in the grid, and along each green line, everywhere there's a pair of digits that are directly joined to each other, those digits have to have a difference of 5 or more. So for instance, the only digit we can put here is a 9, because 9 is the only digit in Sudoku that is at least 5 apart from 4. One thing you may have picked up on if you have done some German Whispers puzzles with us before is that along a German Whispers line, digits have to alternate high, low, high, low, high, low, because all of the low digits are the only digits that are at least 5 away from all of the high digits. And similarly, you can't ever have a 5 anywhere on a German Whispers line because there are no digits that are far enough away from 5. So with that in mind, let's keep going. So 6 can only ever go next to a 1. 3 has to go next to 8 or 9, and 7 has to go next to 1 or 2. So we're going to mark these with 1 and 2, and these guys with 8 and 9. Now, this has to be low, but it can't be 1 or 4, so it's going to be 2 or 3. And therefore, this has to be high, but it can't be 6, because that's not far enough away from 2 or 3, so it is going to be an 8, because it already sees a 7 and a 9. And 5 is going to be in one of these cells. This has to be low, so it's 1 or 4, but if it was 4, we would have to have 2 9s in the region to go next to it. So that is in fact a 1. And so we know that this is a 1-5 pair. And these guys are 2, 3, 6, and 7. These two can't be 7 because there are 7s in rows 2 and 3 already, so that's going to be my 7. Now let's do some similar work down here. This needs to be 7 or 8. It can't be 6 or 9, but it does have to be high. And this has to be 1, 2, 3, or 4. It sees a 1 and a 3. And it can't be a 4 because 4 can only go next to 9. So that is going to be a 2. And up here, this number has to be either 6 or 9. It sees 7 and 8. It must be high because it's next to a low digit. And it can't be 6 because 6 would need to go between 2 1s. So that's going to be a 9. And so now we know 5 has to go in these cells, and also 9 has to go in these cells. So that is a 5-9 pair. And these are going to be 3, 4, 7, and 8. So what can these guys be? This has to be high. So that's going to be 6, 7, or 8. And this, just based on what we have left in the column, can't be 3 or 4 since those are both in these cells. Can't be 1 or 2, can't be 5, can't be 9. So it's got to be 6, 7, or 8, which means it is in fact either 6 or 8 since it sees these 7s. Okay, let's work a little further on our German Whispers lines. So this has to be low. So it is 2, 3, or 4. And this has to be high. It can't be a 6 because then it wouldn't be far enough away from this digit. So this needs to be 7, 8, or 9. And symmetrically, this is going to be either 1, 2, or 3. 2 has to be surrounded by some combination of 7, 8, and 9. We have an 8 up here, actually, which I didn't note earlier. So let's go ahead and fill in some digits there. The 2 down here also gives us a 1 right here. Therefore, this 8 is going to be surrounded by 2 and 3. The 2 in column 5 resolves that. And this has to go next to a 3, so it's going to be a 9. There aren't any other digits left that have a difference of 5 or more away from 3. Okay, so let's finish this column. So we need a 4 and a 6 here. And we can't resolve those yet, so we're going to have to leave those for now. Here we need a low digit, and it can't be a 1 because of the 1-5 pair. It can't be a 2, so this is going to be either a 3 or a 4. Similarly, here we need a high digit, and it has to be a 6 or a 7. 9 is surrounded by low digits. This can't be a 1 or a 4 because a 4 would have to be surrounded by 2 9s. And this can't be a 2. This has to be surrounded by high digits. That can't be a 9 since it sees a 9. And this guy can't be an 8. This also can't be a 6 because 6 would have to be surrounded by 2 1s, which would be in the same region. Okay. Now the only place we can possibly put a 6 in this row, since we have this 4-6 pair blocking 6 out of these cells, is here. So that's going to be our 6. And similarly, the only place we can put a 4 in this middle row is here. That makes this a 9. This is a 9. And that's going to be a 1. And the remaining digits in this region are 2, 3, 7, and 8. There's a 3 and an 8 in that column already. There's a 2 and a 7 in this column already. So what are these digits going to be? These guys have to be 4, 5, and 6, meaning our one remaining digit here is going to be a 1. And these guys are also going to be 4, 5, and 6 to finish the region. That can't be a 7 or a 3. Okay, that also can't be a 3 because there's a 3 right there. Therefore, that's going to be our 3. We have a 1 here now, so that'll be a 2. We have a 9 here now, so that will be an 8, and the 8 will resolve that 4, 5. And the 2 here will resolve this. And that's now going to be a 5. Finish that row with a 1. And therefore, this guy cannot be a 1. Actually, there are other reasons that can't be a 1 as well. That's resolved by the 1 down here. This is 3, 4, or 6. That's 2 or 3. There's a 3 right next to it, so that's going to be a 2. And in this row, we still need 4, 5, and 6. 5 can't go there because there's a 5 in the column, so there's my 5. These are going to be 4, 6, 7, and 9, and that can only be a 9. And so that's not going to be a 9. We can have a 4, 6, 7 triple here, placing a 3 right there, which makes this a 4. Here I need to place 2, 7, and 8. That can't be a 7 because there's a 7 in the column, and it can't be 2 because it needs to be far enough away from this 2 or 3. Therefore, it is an 8. The 9 in column 1 resolves this. Here I need 2, 3, and 7. One of those is going to be a 7 for sure, and it's going to be this one because of the 7 in column 2. Now this 2, 3 pair gives us a 4 here. We get a 6 and a 4 there. The 6 there resolves this 6, 8. And that's going to be a 3 or 6 in the column. Fantastic. Finally, this is going to be either a 2 or 3 because it has to be low and it can't be 1 or 4. And there's a 3 in the region, so that's now going to be a 2. And we should be able to finish up by just doing some classic Sudoku. There we go. And that is how we solve Philip Newman's conference room. I found that one kind of challenging. That was a little bit trickier than usual for gas, even for Philip German Whispers. But I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the symmetry. I enjoyed kind of a little bit more of a challenge with the Sudoku techniques, especially what was going on with that middle region there, which I don't know was technically needed, but I enjoyed discovering that. So I hope you did too. If you want to solve it yourself, the link to do so is in the description below this video. And I will see you again in a couple of days.